hold on. All right, it's now recording. Okay, I'm going to say what I say again. Okay, so you and I were talking for like 10 minutes, 10, 20 minutes. And she's sitting here with her arms crossed, like, hurry up. She's tapping her foot. Okay. For those that don't
All right,
know,
then.
okay, her name's Vickie. I'm bad at introductions, but she is the soul that is currently in the Sarsar body that I'm going to be walking into after my human vessel dies. And
That's
she
so
is
weird.
somebody who does walk-ins all the time. She just jumps body to body. Sorry, there's jets. I live like right near the Air Force Base in my town, so they'll just be practicing. And
She's a body hopper.
she's a body hopper, yeah. And she goes by Vickie because she's been human once before. Well, a couple times, technically, but she wasn't always jumping bodies. But she has jumped into a human body while she's doing her sampling. And and her name was Veronica. I don't know her last name, but she liked to be called Vickie. And she's really, I just want to warn you to everybody, she's very sassy and very unapologetic about the things she says. She doesn't mean it in a mean way. She's joking. Half the time she's like really sarcastic, so you really need to like just go in with this really lighthearted attitude.
So she's like when you and I might be having a private conversation.
Yeah.
Talking our shit all over the place.
Yes.
Don't really mean anything, but just having fun with it.
Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, so if you don't go in with that kind of perspective to just be lighthearted, you're going to have a bad time with this video.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying that now.
All right.
Okay. All right, I'm going to let her go under. She didn't want to practice. I usually like to practice with them before the video. And she's like,
she's an old pro jumping.
Yeah, she's like, I don't need this.
I do this for a living.
Oh, funny. Hold on. Let me take off my glasses. I don't need them. Okay.
Hi, Vickie.
Hello. Hold on.
All right. Wiggle in.
Yes. Jesus.
I'm having fun already.
She asks, are you in my body? Yes. Who do you think is here now?
We're going to get along great.
Give me a second.
All right. Take your time.
I'm going to have a bad time with this one. Always asking questions in the back of the head. Maybe I should be her coach.
Perhaps you should.
Help her to shut up.
I'll use a coach too. I'll call on you.
I don't know if I'll have time for that.
How's Heather's body feel? Hermina's body feel?
The name's never going to stick.
It's never going to stick.
It's okay. She's a little fat for my taste, but that's just me. Not like she's fat, but she's fatter than a Sarsar body would be.
I bet. They're all lean and they'll have to carry all that crap around. Stay away from me. You won't like this at all.
Even the skinny human women are seen as a little chunky.
Great. You're going to give us all complexes. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not here to make you feel good about yourself.
You are a sassy girl, aren't you? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I've been ready.
I know. You had to listen to us with our little for a little bit. Well, hi, Vickie. I'm Kari.
Yeah, I know. Hi.
Oh, okay.
You're the one. You're the one that that's having sex with the other one, huh? What's his name?
Which one? You mean Avery?
Yeah. That one.
Damn. Do
I
you
like
know
him.
him? Do you
I
know my
him.
spaceman?
I do. I haven't really spoken to him because word around town is that you're not really supposed to talk to him.
Why?
All the girls don't talk to him because he's bad news.
Oh, he's just a pussy cat. Oh, that's so funny. That's funny. He's got a reputation.
He does.
All right. Okay, so these questions that I don't know if you've spied on them yet or not, but some of them are similar to each other. And when I do this, oftentimes you will have answered a question in another question, and I don't know it until I've read it. So it's been a little tangly in parts. Okay, so these are questions from our viewers, and I am so fascinated in this walk-in stuff myself. I'm going to throw in a bunch of my own in the middle. Okay, number 1. Is every walk-in body occupied by someone like you that comes and goes from bodies, or is your case unique in that way?
I'm not unique, but not every soul who walks in is continuously walking in to different bodies.
Okay.
But there are other souls who are like me, but which is why I'm saying I'm not unique.
Is this something that you've always done? And I know there's no day one because there was never a one, but have you always preferred this, or is it something you're just trying out for a while?
I've been trying it out for a while. I haven't always done this. I just find it easier for me.
Why is it easier? You just have to deal with a bunch of shit or something? You just get to see what it's like and move on?
Yeah, I just get to skip all the other mess. I don't need all that. I don't need to... Okay, let me give an example. Let's say I wanted to be human, and I just wanted to know what it felt like to live in polarity. I don't need to get married. I don't need to have children. I don't need to deal with dying of old age in order to understand what polarity is, which is unique to the human experience. I can just live maybe 10, 15 years and deal with the one struggling experience and then hop the fuck out. I got what I needed. There you go. It's not about specific experiences. It's more about experiencing what it's like to be that species.
Okay, I get it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what will happen when Hermione walks in that show that she is Hermione, transferring into a body? Will it be like putting on a new costume suit? What will it be like?
For her? Or
I don't know. Let's do both. I don't know. What will it be like for you? Or her.
Well, when I walk into a body, there's an example I want to use. I like to use cars. Used cars. Your body is like a car. And you own that car as long as you own it, and then you can just not have it anymore. And when someone walks in, they're walking in on a used car.
Okay.
So it's not like a costume. It's more like, I don't know, a mechanism you're using that's been passed down to people.
Were you born into the body that you're in now as a Sarsar,
No.
or did you walk into that one?
Yeah, okay. I walked in.
Have you been taking care of it for the next occupant?
I always do. I always take care of the bodies.
Even as a human? Because we have a challenge with that.
No, it's not that hard. As long as you eat properly.
That's what I was just thinking. You can't, cheeseburgers and pizza. Ooh.
Oh, you can eat that, just in small doses.
All right. I had a big dose today. Okay. Do you, and I think that these are general questions, not specific to any life, but do you automatically get access to memories of the person that you walk into? How confusing or clear is that?
It's different from walk-in to walk-in. It depends, again, on what they signed up for and what they want to experience. Sometimes they don't want any previous memories. Sometimes they only want a little bit. Sometimes they want all of them all at once, or sometimes they want them slowly over time to come in. and they have remembrance. It's just
Okay.
different from walk-in to walk-in.
And some, like humans, I know the world's changing, but I think most humans do not know what a walk-in is. What is it like for the friends and family of somebody who, changes their personality and becomes a new soul inside? What's that
Well,
like?
first off, you have to think about the bigger picture here. And it's not about, it is about their experience too, but it's also they agreed to it.
Mm-hmm. Right. On the soul level, they did.
Yes, they
Right?
agreed
Is that
to
what
it.
you mean? Yeah.
Yes. And
So is there?
it can be hard. Some people get divorces. Somebody
Oh,
that's a walk-in will wake up and say, I don't love this person. And it's not all that shocking sometimes when the divorce happens, because usually someone who chooses to walk out, usually they choose to because there's some type of traumatic experience that is going on, or has happened, that they no longer wish to go through anymore. And out of all of the solutions, they chose to walk out, which isn't a wrong thing. It's just one of many
right.
different types of solutions. They just don't want to deal with it. It's too much for them.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay. I think that this question, I'm not sure that they understand how it works. So I'm just going to ask it and you pick it apart.
Okay.
Who's in your sarsar body when you're sampling other bodies? I feel like they think you're leaving all over the place.
No.
I think you're just like one at a time, right?
Yes, one at a time.
Yeah. Okay. So there's nobody else. You're always in this one.
No, but as far as I'm concerned,
okay.
unless you're like trance channeling, like this person's doing,
Right.
and that's too much
Do you have
work.
plans for? Wait, what'd you say?
I said it's too much work. I don't know how.
Do you have plans for what's next for you, or are you just waiting for somebody else to come ring your doorbell and say,
I
hey?
already have plans. There's already somebody who I've already set up a plan with on a higher soul level, who is choosing to walk out soon. And I said, I haven't done that body yet. I'll do it. I haven't had that species yet. I'll do that one.
Will you share with us what it is? Is it a secret?
From an entirely different galaxy.
Okay. We've never heard of it then.
No, you have not heard of this galaxy or even made contact with this galaxy yet.
Is it like a humanoid-ish body?
No.
Or is it like a blob?
It's not humanoid. It walks on four. What's that called? I don't know that word for it. And they have tails.
Okay. Do you know what kind of lesson or sampling you want to get from that life? Or you're just like, whatever?
I want to know what it feels like to live among the trees as a intellectual being. I know you humans have, the humans, Earth has monkeys and apes and all that, but this is different in that they are just as advanced as humans are, or even more so than them, but they still live as though they are cavemen.
Wow.
So with high advanced technology, I think that's so interesting.
I think that would appeal to a lot of humans. I like that idea too. Find a friend for me to come jump into. Meet you there. Just kidding.
I don't know if I can put up with you.
You're a brat. Stop that. We get along great. Okay. How do you know? Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm going ahead. Does every soul that is a walk-in know that they are a walk-in?
Not always. They choose not to come to that realization for whatever
that must
reason.
be confusing. Like
can
identity
be.
problems. What's wrong with me?
Yes. But usually those people will experience amnesia, usually after an accident, and they won't have any idea who they are, and they won't ever remember. Some people will remember over time. Some people will remember right away. Like I said before, it's all just depends on what they chose.
So the universe will hook up some circumstance for amnesia. That's a good way to like slide them in there. Sometimes
slide them on in. You know that. Never mind. I was going to say something.
Save that one. Okay. And do you know Hermina? Are you friends or communicate on a soul level? Any? No.
The only time we ever communicated on a soul level is when we made this plan together.
Okay. And how do you get found? Are you like in the walk-in directory? The flip
There's no
side.
directory. It's just a feeling you have. And I have to go into how energy communicates with each other. You just put out this intent through energy, and you automatically connect with another energy that's looking for something similar. You're not.
Okay.
I don't want to say like you're calling somebody, but
Right. Okay.
it's
It's just an
just.
advertisement.
Yeah,
I'm available if anybody's interested.
Yes, exactly like that. And there's endless amounts of souls. So it's finite. So you can't. There's no limit to how many souls there are.
All right. Somebody wants to know. I don't think you can answer this question, but you can have an opinion.
Okay.
Will Sam be able to adapt to? I don't understand this. To a Sarsar woman body. I don't see why not. He does like the big round human bodies.
Okay, first off,
it's yes.
First off, Sarsar do not love for physical attraction. We love for soul attraction. So it doesn't matter if she's in a glass jar, for all I fucking care. He'll be in love with her because that's her soul. I don't get that question.
That is such a hard concept for us, because as humans, since you've been one, we are so hooked up on or hung up on physical.
Yes.
So it's hard for us to appreciate being loved by
That's one of the things I hated about being human. It was so hard to just accept yourself as is. I hated that.
It really is. What century, what decade did you live here? Were you
early 1920s? I was a flapper.
Were you really? Oh, I think I was into that stuff too back then. I don't know. I have an interest in that music and stuff like that. That's cool.
My little dance. I had moons. I still do.
You're so funny. We're going to go have like an astral party. You're going to be the guest of honor. Okay. Okay. Somebody is curious about a few, like various reasons why souls make this contract to leave their body. I understood yours. Just, you want to sample things. What are some other reasons that people would do this? Well, we know Heather's too. There's
yes.
two of them.
Some people may choose to walk out because it's too much for them. Sometimes souls can feel overwhelmed and they decide, I just don't want to do this anymore. But rather than kill the vessel,
right?
Just because that's not something the family signed up for, it'd be too much of a dramatic change for them, that they choose to walk out instead. Because you're not only thinking about yourself when you choose to walk out, you're thinking about everyone else. And not just immediate family or friends, but every small decision you make, even so much as choosing what to buy at the grocery store, affects everybody as a whole.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Just that little drop and that ripple goes forever.
And some people choose to walk out because they're done. They learned all their lessons they came to do, and they say, okay, I'm good. But they don't want to destroy the vessel yet. And if someone else can get some use out of it, of where I'm at, it's like getting, like one of those baton races. You're running first and you hand over the baton to someone else, but you're not back at the starting line. You're just taking over from there. Does that make sense?
That was a great analogy. Good for you. I'll take it.
I'm so proud of myself.
Okay. Next. Let's see here. Okay, we answered that question. Who's next? And we already know that you want to go live in the trees with your tail, walk on all fours. But did you was there research involved in finding this next life? How did it come your way?
I just put out the intent that, hey, I'm looking for another body, and I had a lot of volunteers, a lot of people, a lot of energy coming back at me saying, hey,
Okay.
kind of, what's that thing humans have? I was doing a lot of research on humans and your world, so I can help come up with the analogies. It's like what's that? What's that website that you use and you put up your services and people? I know you have one of those. I know you
almost said Tinder, but I'm just kidding.
I mean, sure, that one, but it's
putting out your services.
yeah, you're just putting out what you want, and you get to pick and choose. Like, no, I already did that one, and it's not much research. It's not. I'm not sitting at a computer, and it's not taking much of my time. It's within an instant, and I already know.
And that's as your soul self.
Yes.
Not the sar self. Okay. How connected are you to your soul self? Because you're doing all this.
I'm very connected. I remember all my previous lives, even when I jump into another, because all the time, you don't remember your other lives, because what would be the point of remembering a previous life as a human? If you're reincarnated as a human, you would already remember all those lessons. Right. So it would defeat the purpose. And sometimes you may remember some things, but not too much that it impacts or takes away from your current experience. So for me, remembering my life as a human does not affect my life as a Sarsar, because anything I remembered as a human does not impact me as a Sarsar at all. Does not impact the lessons I'm learning.
Okay. So I wonder if you were a human again, would you choose to forget those when you walked in?
I would.
For a while, I was like, other lives were bleeding into my consciousness, and it was weird. It was weird. It was very confusing.
It can be. It's overwhelming. I remember so much. Sometimes I just shut it down and I don't need it.
How do you shut it down?
No different than suppressing a memory. Like storing it in your long-term memory, or just pulling it up when you need it.
Okay. I have to work on that. Apparently, I'm very connected to my higher self, and I'll learn how to shut it down. But I didn't even know I had that connection. So how do you shut something down you don't know you have? Okay. How many, oh gosh, this is probably like a huge number. I don't know. How many bodies have you walked in on?
I have not kept count. Humans don't have enough fingers. A few hundred, maybe. And this is over a long length of time.
Okay. Is this something that as a soul that you like, I don't know how to phrase it, but like evolved towards? Like, did you need to work up lessons in order to do this? Or you're just like, I'm going to try this shit?
Yes, there's that. I'm going to try this shit. Okay. I don't need to. There's no graduation you need to get to in order to be able to do this. You don't need to pass the 7th grade.
So some people have not heard of this at all, and they're like blown away by it. Is walking in a common practice that we just haven't been aware of?
Yes. Yes. Happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on since forever.
And some people say, when I say it happens a lot, now people are going to think, oh, am I a walk-in, or is this person a walk-in? They changed a lot. No, there's a difference between somebody going through growth and change and, over time versus something happening overnight.
Right. I suspected that. I went through a big change, and I thought I might be a walk-in for a while.
No, because the change happened over time, not happened like that. It would have been like you never went through that dramatic change at all. You just woke up and you're where you're at now.
Different. Right.
Yes, entirely different. You don't have, some people will say, I have bad memories of my past. I don't remember a lot of my past. That doesn't always indicate you're walk-in either.
You're just blocking that shit out.
Yeah, you have bad memories, bad childhood. A lot of times depression really blocks out memories for you. It could be you just have a really shitty memory and you need help.
You're not walking, you just got crappy. That's funny. Okay, so What if you are the body and you say to your spirit team, I'd like a walk-in? Would that be considered? Would your spirit team consider that?
Again, you have to think about not just yourself, but other people around you and how that contract, that change in you leaving, how it affects others and yourself. It has to be for the greater good of everyone involved.
Okay.
And it could be that it's just your ego requesting that, not your actual self. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes sense.
Because sometimes your ego is like, I don't want to...
Everybody's probably wanted to just walk out at some point.
It's...
I don't want this lesson. Take me out.
Yes. It's, yeah. Some people go through having a sickness and like, I don't want to do this. You keep breaking out and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, but some people don't want to go
sorry,
through
you are too. We're having bad connection.
Maybe the energy's too loud.
And that happens, and it messes with our connection. And there is can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, because there is a lag, and sometimes we do speak over each other. So I apologize to you. It just happens.
It's okay.
Technology. Somebody wants to know, can I be a walk-in and not know it?
Sometimes, but most of the time, you would have figured it out by now. It doesn't take you 15 years to figure out you're a walk-in. It probably takes only a few months at the most. Most of the time, people don't choose to realize they're walk-in. Some people are just not going to be open to the idea at all because they're not meant to.
Okay, I was wondering if maybe that was I hate to use these words because it's implying that somebody's more advanced than another, but is it something that's maybe saved for more evolved people or spiritually or understanding, or not necessarily? It could just be, because, as humans, or I guess any race, you can come in knowing a lot or just being kind of dumb. I don't mean to be inappropriate, but
I'm not sure what you meant by that. I don't understand.
Okay, when it says, I'm going to just let that go for now. If it comes up in another context, then I'll say that's what I meant, because it was kind of a weird question. Can you explain the actual process of walking in? Is it just like for example, when Hermione's is she just gonna die and then wait for you to move out? And how long does that take, or what?
It would happen instantly. And there's no waiting period, because when it comes to souls and spirit and all that higher up crap, it takes an instant. So there's no waiting period. The second her body is done and over with, I will know when it's coming up. I'll be able to feel it.
Okay.
Because I'm meant to know it. I'm meant to feel it. I'm meant to feel when I'm supposed to walk out.
Oh. Will you have regrets that you're going to...
No, I agreed to this. Don't feel sorry for me. Okay? Feel sorry for this body that doesn't have an opinion. Anyway. She'll just walk in, and we could actually... It just happens in an instant. I'm not sure how to answer that, because it doesn't... There's no, okay, I'm going to wait for you to walk out now. It just happens.
Okay. Where do you go? Do you just go, convalesce back home for a little bit and then hop in?
If I want to. It depends on how I want to do it.
And you don't have to decide now. You get to decide when you get there.
Yes. It's up to... The second her body's gone, the second her body just, dies, I'm going to leave my body. I'm going to leave the Sarsar body, and I'll just go to sleep and just leave. And I'll be the body won't wake up until another soul comes into it. So that's up to whenever
H
wants to walk in on it. It's all hers. It's like somebody buying a used car but not going to pick it up yet. It's just sitting there waiting. But she could just do it just as instantly as when I walk out, or she can choose. I don't know what her whole plan is. I don't know what she's doing. That's
So
her
you don't know
decision.
if she's going to come in remembering her deal. Sam's going to probably fill her in then, huh?
Maybe.
God, that's going to be weird. So
That's
when
their
you
thing.
come in as a walk-in, if you don't have memories, what is like your past? What's all that? Is there like nothing? It's like you're a baby that's smart.
What?
Like, you come in without any kind of memories of your life, but you know lots of stuff. You know how to get dressed and eat and whatever.
You know your basics. Yeah. You're going to just come in and not remember absolutely anything. You're just going to start off as a baby again. And it doesn't work like that. Most people will decide to remember those basic things. They will choose to remember who their mother is or who the father is and things like that.
Okay.
It just, again, it all depends on what that individual soul signed up to experience. I'm only speaking for myself. I've never chosen to experience not to remember the basics. It's just a lot of work to just remember all that.
I bet,
to work on remembering
that's a lot of...
And usually it's because that entire family and friends all signed up to experience that experience of someone just not remembering who they are.
It amazes me the complexity of just one person's life. How many, it's just so tangly because this person's actions affect so many others and, vice versa and all around. And I just feel like those people up there sitting around in their, offices planning these lives out have a lot of work cut out for them. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Well, it's as much work as if someone chose not to walk out. It's just as much work.
Right. That's what I mean. Just all of like soul configurations, planning a life. And then, we have these concurrent lives and they're all crashing into, I don't know how they do it. Okay. Well, what's your answer to this question? Where is the walk-in from originally? Where are you from originally? Do you have an origination?
Where the hell are you from?
Oh, no,
we all come from the same place. That's an odd question. No, I'm from a totally different just reality altogether. Like there's a whole other God somewhere else. Just, yeah. No, that's not how it is. I come from the same place.
Well, our viewers are all over on the scale with their understandings of things. And so sometimes, I like to ask the more simple questions, but at the same time when they're simple, sometimes when I ask questions that I think they're just going to be dumb, but they end up producing the best answers. So I don't like to skip any of them.
Mm-hmm. Now, I understand humans are very new to all this.
Yes, very new. It's just, I didn't know about any of this stuff just a couple years ago. And I know a couple years to you is like a couple days.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody wants to know if you, I don't know if you know this, if Sam and Hermione will have an instant connection once she crosses over into your body.
That's all up to them. I don't know their story.
All right. Do you? Oh wait. Okay. Well, and the follow-up question is probably the same answer, which is, will Sam and Hermione's children have an instant connection with? Know. Yeah, it's not your problem.
Nope, that is not my life.
Do you know if there are many walk-ins on Earth as humans? Human walk-ins right now?
Yeah, there's some. There's a few.
Okay.
About
what's a few? Like 10,000?
I don't know. The human population is just so many of you. Even if to say 10,000, that's really barely 1% of your population.
I know, not even.
It's about maybe, I'll give a percentage. It's about maybe roughly 2% of human population chooses to walk in. It's a very small amount.
That is a small percentage, but that's still a big number. I bet people are going, wow, that's a lot of walk-ins. Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you... Okay, well, how many human bodies have you walked in on?
Just
you got
one.
Vickie.
Just one.
Vickie was it.
Yes, and I've lived a full
life.
Did you
like it? What was your favorite part of being a human?
The sex.
We're pausing again. The sex! So funny.
It's fun and adventurous in its own way. It's very unique, very physical, uh, and
Funny.
just nasty. It's so sweaty. Uh, that's what I liked the most. I had a lot
The
of fun as a
dirty,
human.
nasty sex. I
Yes.
love it.
I went a little
Dirty-
wild. I'll admit. But it was worth it.
Good. I love that. That's good because so many people are, timid and feeling like it's the wrong thing to do. But here you are having been there and done that. And you're like, it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, and as
There
a
you
star
go.
star, I'm not so sexually active because they're just not biologically very sexual.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have any problems with that either. I got it all out of my system as a human.
I better start getting busy. Okay. Oh, and this is something that fascinates me. I like this question. Can you tell us about some of your other bodies? I know you did the one that you're going to do next, but give us a couple of your favorites, something really interesting and mind-blowing, or just whatever.
Well, I've been a plant on another planet before. It's similar to a tree.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm still, since nothing happens, nothing's good.
Right, it's concurrent.
Yes, and it's still technically that tree.
Aw.
It's on a red planet, and it grows. The vines, they grow outwards. They don't grow into the ground. They grow across the top of the ground. Does that the vines, the roots? Sorry,
Roots.
roots.
Yep.
What's another one? I like to be plants more than I like to be animals walking around.
Why? Why do you like to be a plant? Is it just peaceful and no drama?
Yes, peaceful, no drama. Well, actually, there can be drama among plants. I'm just going to say that now. Sometimes plants can hate each other. They'll hate the tree that's across the forest from it.
Whoa, why? That sounds funny to us.
But not on Earth. It's just there is a planet where it's nothing but plants, and they're all highly intelligent, and it's kind of like they're animals in a way, and they do have personalities. It's much different than plants on Earth, though. But I loved that one. I loved it. I've been on that planet twice. I was one of their trees, but then I was one of their type of flowers. But it's how do I explain it? It had its own, it looks like one of those round cactus with the little pricklies coming out of it.
Yeah, right.
But there's a flower on it, and it doesn't have the pricklies. There's just a flower and this little
Okay.
green stump that it's on. It's a green stump with a pink flower on top. It's not really a flower like on Earth, but it's the closest thing I can compare it to.
Okay.
Those plants didn't like the trees of that planet. They had problems with each other. Their personalities.
What was the conflict? That's so
because
funny.
the trees are too high up and they blocked out the sunlight.
Okay. Oh.
And the plants, the trees, they could shorten themselves or make themselves taller if they wanted to. They were able to control their growth and how they grew. And they didn't want to, some of them would grow taller out of spite of the little stump plants.
Oh, a bratty tree.
And I loved those. I loved that because that was unique of that planet, that those plants had such a unique personality to them. That Earth plants don't have that kind of personality. They do, but not to that level.
Right.
Like on this planet. Mm-hmm. I like it.
I just thought of a question I could ask any. I'm just going to ask you. Mm-hmm. Does it feel like, because I know some lifespans are, I'm going to go by Earth human times, are 3 weeks long and others are 10,000 years long. From a spirit perspective, does that have any difference in the choice of when you choose to incarnate as something?
No. Time is of no
exist.
Time doesn't matter.
Okay. Because, I think about like being a planet. It's like, you got to be a planet for like a bazillion years. That's a commitment. I guess you could be walking, though.
Yes, you could. You could just choose to leave.
Right.
Have someone else take over. It's like
I want to be a
stepping
planet.
down. It's like stepping down as the CEO of a business.
I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm going to go sell my yacht.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not sell it, sail it.
Sail.
Okay.
Oh, I've done that too.
Ooh, did you?
I was on a boat.
Tell me.
I sailed a boat. When I was Vickie, I was with this really handsome sailor man, and he had his own boat over in New York.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, and he taught me how to sail it. I dumped in him in like a week, but it was fun.
I love you. I love you.
I just wanted him for his boat.
So funny. Okay, wait. I want to ask one more super crazy otherworldly life. Something else.
Okay. Well, I have been species that humans know of, like Palladian or, from Sirius or whichever, but I want to choose one that humans don't really know about all too well.
Yeah.
I've been one of these, I like to call them little pixies, but they're about 2 inches tall, and they live on a planet that is about half the size of Earth. And it's very cold. And they live within the ground, like right underneath the layer of ice on the planet.
Okay.
I've been one of those. I wanted to get over my fear of, because I had a lifetime where I had a fear of claustrophobia. I was claustrophobic. And living that life helped me get over it because it's very tight-knit. There was about a population over 7 billion of them, but really they were so small and so tiny, it barely encompassed like a town on Earth. Like that's how impacted they were together.
Oh, that's like an ant colony.
Yes, like ants.
Wow.
Ugh, they're so gross.
That's cool.
Like now that I think about it, they're so ugly looking. It's just. Ugh.
And were you like, who, the pixies or the ants? When you're a little pixie thing.
What do you mean? I didn't hear you. They cut out.
I know, we paused again. Hang on. Real clear. Oh, I know, sorry. No, what was ugly, ants or the pixies?
The
in Another
pixies.
planet.
The pixies. They look like shriveled up old men. I love them.
Okay. Okay. Here comes another cue for that. I love that. I love hearing about other, just mind-blowing stuff. Okay, somebody has met any of the Stardust Facebook group members in some other life or something else, or are you aware of any of that?
I'm sure I have, but I haven't really tapped into that.
Okay.
It's too much work to tap into that right now.
Forget it. I'm all about easy. Come on, easy girl. Let's see.
I'm sure there is.
Okay.
I'm sure we've crossed paths with at least one of them.
I think so too. I think just because we just kind of stick in these clusters of people over and over again. Okay. Are there limits or universal rules as to how any of this works? Or do you it's just cool, you just do it? Are there rules that you got to follow in this? Besides just everybody
I
agreeing
laughed
to
about
this?
this question. I have looked over some of them already, and I laughed at this one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole government in place. You have to put in an application and get approved.
Wait, a long line.
It's not like this. No, it just happens. Like I said, you just put out the intent that this is what you want to do, and the people come to you and say, hey, I'm planning on walking out.
All right. Wants to jump in. Okay.
That's it.
Let's see. Now, your guides and your guardians that you have as this, do you keep them in each incarnation, or do they Do you like get a whole
It
new batch
depends.
because you're in a different life?
It depends.
Okay.
Some of them stay because some of them are more about the soul, but some of
Uh-huh.
them will change because they'll be better suited.
In that circumstance.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, and were you, I can't remember, yeah, I think you answered this, I'm not sure. Were you born into this body, the Sarsar body, or did you walk into that one?
I walked into this one.
And why did that one leave, and how did everybody else, whatever?
So, this body has suffered a lot of health problems since the very beginning.
Oh.
It's now over it. Whatever. It was too much for the soul to handle. She didn't want to go through it. And she just didn't want to do it anymore. She said, I got what I needed out of it. I'm done. I don't want to know. I'm not interested in knowing the end result of it. And so she left. And there's no repercussions for leaving.
Okay.
At all. I just want to say that. And I decided to walk in because I haven't done this body yet. And she put out the intent. I'm walking out.
Okay.
If not, then...
And what about...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Well, the friends and family, because, you're not, human, you're Sarsar, so I just feel like you have different concepts of stuff.
They understand.
Do they all know that this happened?
Yes, they all know it happened.
And what was that like? Were they, disappointed that their friend left? I mean, nothing against you, but that person's gone, or were they blessings to you? We know you had a hard time.
Everyone reacts differently to things. Even Sarsar do. There was a little bit of grief, but
how were you received? Were they kind to you, or was there any animosity or anything weird?
Yeah, they were kind for me. They immediately accepted me.
Oh, that's good. That's as it should be.
And they filled me out on anything I needed to know.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. So all walk-ins, I'm assuming, are benevolent and a free choice, not a possession.
No, it's not possession. I'm sorry, but that's not a thing.
Okay. That's not a thing.
No.
We'll move on. Okay. Okay, we just answered that one.
Everything's free will.
And somebody, because I understand that this is a new concept for some people, but somebody's asking about the ethics of this. And ethics kind of, implies judgment.
Yeah.
And this is not a judgment thing. So ethically speaking, there's no, you're not tricking or fooling anyone. It's just already been agreed on.
Yep, on a soul level. It doesn't matter whether or not your ego is aware of it. Who gives a fuck what your ego thinks? You're not here to please your ego.
And by ego, you just mean our human self, right?
Right.
I mean, more or less.
Yeah, you're not here to make yourself happy all the time, because then what's the point?
I feel like you're in a unique position because you just have all this knowledge. I'm wondering, because we're told all the time we have free will. Mm-hmm. But as a human, the ego doesn't always have free will because it's the higher self deciding a bunch of our stuff.
Right, but at the same time, your higher self is you. So it's you making the decision, but it's really like the smarter version of you. You can see the bigger picture. Your ego may think of it as ethically incorrect, but that's your ego, and that's not a fact.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's just an opinion.
Right. Okay. Let me see.
That's not the truth. Does that make sense? I'm not saying there's the truth. I'm going to ruffle people's feathers.
It does make sense. I still need to investigate that and explore that. I get it, but I want to pick things apart because I'm an overthinker. Okay, is this the ego or is this fairy girl?
It doesn't matter. It's all part of it. Even your ego is part of it. So don't try and nitpick at your ego. It's fine to have an understanding saying, oh, this is just coming from my ego, because sometimes it helps you to let things go.
Yeah.
So don't be too overzealous about it.
Okay. That's good. That's a good way to see it because sometimes, I have two versions of the truth. The human earth truth and then the spiritual truth. And when you like kind of examine both of them, this one makes more sense because you're seeing it in the bigger picture. Okay. As a walk-in, do you have an ability to spot other walk-ins too? Do you have walk-in radar or do you not know?
I don't know if this is because I'm a walk-in or it's just because I tapped into this kind of information. But I do know. I have a feeling about someone else.
Okay.
But I don't know if other walk-ins are like this.
Okay. Okay, we answered that one. Okay, so now I don't know if you can answer this question specifically for Hermina, but you may shed some light. Why is Hermina choosing to walk in versus just be born as a Sarsar? Is it because of an age thing? Is it just because you're conveniently around Sam's age and already there and established?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why. That's why it was just convenient. I was already there and already planning on walking out, and cause I remember that conversation with her higher self. And I was just like, I'm free. I'm here. I volunteer.
Me. Yes, that's interesting too because I feel like Hermina she kind of changes her path sometimes. She knows how to do that. And so that's not one of those big intricate plans that I was talking about a few minutes ago. So now I feel like everybody's got to go and scramble and rearrange all these plans so the ripple effects will still work. I think that Hermina probably is a lot of work for her guides, but fun work.
I wouldn't know. I'm not on her team. Make it sound like it's bad.
No, she's so interesting. So are you. I bet your team has their work cut out for them, but in a fun way.
They do. They're constantly just being opted out. You know, they don't know if they're going to make the cut next time.
Okay, let me see. We're almost through our questions. Let's see.
Oh, good. I'm getting a headache.
Let me see. I'm just going to read this verbatim. What did you have planned with your Sarsar body before Sam asked you? I don't think Sam asked. I don't know. Asked you to leave it to someone else, to Hermina. Were you just going to off yourself, or has this been planned all along?
It's been planned all along. Whoever was going to walk in was just going to walk in. It could have been just as easily someone else. Okay,
so you've always planned to walk out. You just were waiting for somebody to take over at some point.
No, not even waiting for someone else. I would have just left.
So then what if you didn't have somebody to take over, would the body have just died when you were done?
The body goes in a comatose state.
And are you saying that you just taking for granted that there just is always somebody to take over at some point? There's always a taker out there.
Right, there's always a taker. That never happens unless that family or friends chose to sign up to experience somebody in a coma.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, well, Vicki, we have gone through all of our questions. There were so many I didn't think we would be able to. I loved this interview. I laughed a lot, and I was so excited for this one. I haven't been doing this for a while, so I appreciate you being so fun and easy to help me get myself back on track again with this interviewing.
Yeah.
So thank you. Do you have anything that you just want to share or just throw something out there?
I want to say not everyone's a walk-in. If you want to know if you are one, really, there's a couple of signs. One is you most likely won't remember previously. It'll feel like you dramatically changed exactly in one night, not over a period of years or months. It happens literally overnight because the soul jumps out and then one jumps in. So it happens in an instant. If it just happens over a period of time, most likely not, you're not a walk-in. Let's see. That's just the major sign right there. Because I don't want people thinking in this video saying, oh my gosh, I had a really traumatic childhood and I don't really remember it so much. I could really be a walk-in. No. Okay? Just because you have traumatic experiences, everyone has them. Okay? It's part of being a human. It doesn't
part of
mean
it.
you're walking.
You know what? I have to interrupt because I just said I didn't have any more questions, but that reminded me of one I skipped. Is there like an age? Is there even ever like a baby walk-in?
Sure, why not?
No rules.
No rules. Just whatever benefits everyone as a whole.
Okay.
And usually,
And can I?
sorry.
No, you go. Usually what?
Usually, whatever benefits as a whole is what helps each individual soul. So if a soul would benefit from walking out as an infant, then that's going to benefit everyone else as a whole.
Okay. Okay. If it's good for everyone, it's the right thing to do.
Right, because we're all one. We're all together.
Yeah. So, Vicki, I'd like to invite you to come hang out with our sleepover in the desert in a couple months.
Oh, I'm going. I want to see
Are
this.
you?
Yes, I want to see this.
Do you? Okay. All right. Play some tricks on us or move some stuff around or whatever.
I'll do what I want.
You sure will. All right, girlfriend. Thank you for today. And maybe we'll get a chance to talk again one day, huh?
Perhaps, maybe. I'll think about it.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, you brat. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you later. I'm going to. The end.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye. You got your supervision.
No, I'm still.
Not this time.
It's still.
She's so awesome. I loved her. She had me laughing the whole time. She is a little brat. I loved her.
Right?
That was really good.
She's who I'd want to be.
Yeah. She's like there's not even, people aren't even going to notice a transition. Just kidding. They're going to think it's still her. Oh, that was really fun. And I just, I felt like I just jumped right back into that interviewing mode, and she made it really easy for me.
Good.
So that was cool.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous, and I was nervous even while she was talking. Sometimes some of the things she said, I would say, "Oh, apologize or clarify that you're joking," and she's no. On the side, no.
That's interesting too that you have this other conversation going on with her. That's multitasking. I guess she's not doing that as a sarsar. Just kidding.
I just really hope she didn't upset anybody. I was really nervous about that. Her character's just really...
No, I don't think so at all. I think she was very clear that she's just a sassy girl. She's funny. I don't think anybody will be offended. I think they'll get some good laughs.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, good.
A lot of interesting stuff.
I don't think I'm like her at all. People say I'm like her, and I don't see it. She's more ballsy than I am. You know?
You know what? You are like her when you're joking around, but I think that's her all the time, if that makes sense. You can be that way when you're being, goofy and cutting up, and, when you and I are just being bratty on purpose, just for fun, because, that's what we do. But I think that's just who she is all the time.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So you can appreciate who she is without always being that way. So, yeah. All right.
Well,
how are you feeling?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not tired.
All right.
So
Well, I gotta go do a session, so I'm gonna get going.
Okay.
And thanks for today, guys. Did you not love this interview? It was so cool. You did great. She did great. We had a couple places where the internet was messing up, but we got through it.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Thanks for watching another Stardust video, and I'm looking forward to the next one. And thanks for the good questions. And that's it, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
All right. I love you. Goodbye.
I love you too. Bye.